So my streaming software says that I'm live, but I don't see live. Oh, all right. I guess I'm live on Twitch, but what about my YouTube? Okay. Looks quite awful actually. How can I fix it? Thumbnail. Yeah, I have a thumbnail prepared. And the playlist. Learn Apex. Alright. Save. Is it saved? I hope so. Yes, looks like. Okay, awesome. Let's test. So I'm using a new software. It's called Restream. Welcome to the day 14. Now already 14. Ah, that's quite cool. I like it. I like how it looks. Alright, nice. Okay, so welcome everyone to the day 14 of coding my startup for the Salesforce ecosystem. Now, what we are doing, we're coding here basically a startup where an automatic platform where you can learn how to code from scratch in Apex. Something that doesn't exist in the form that I want to implement it. Basically, it should take you from complete beginner in coding, no idea about what is a variable, what is loop, to getting your first job as a Salesforce developer. This is something that I've been doing for quite a time because I've been a Salesforce developer myself, and now I want to develop this platform so that other people can also learn how to code. Okay, chat. I'm gonna open here chat, and let's see. So if you message, I should be able to see it. I'm still getting familiar with the with this tool. I'm not so sure how it streams to all the platforms. Let's see, live, yeah. All right. Okay, it looks good. I think I can stop freaking out about if it works or doesn't. So here's what I have so far. And by the way, if you're watching this, write something in the chat because I want to see if there's actually any interaction. Okay, anyway, whatever. So the platform looks like this. We have modules, and now currently this is something that I implemented yesterday. Some things here, some paths, they're protected by the authentication stuff, which is really cool. For example, you can connect here in org, you can sign in with your Salesforce, and now you have access to the modules, and you can go to the SOQL queries here, and you have the SOQL queries. So I had today a really big discussion with Sasha, and we came up with following Trello board. So what I'm gonna be implementing, I'm gonna make the code editor resizable. Something that will be really painful for me because I'm not a front-end developer. I'm really not. I wouldn't say that I'm the most excellent backend developer as well, but frontend is definitely something that I only started exploring basically 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, I had no idea about Next.js. 2 weeks ago, I had very limited understanding on how all the database, frontend, backend, and all that stuff works. And now I have approximately some kind of understanding how it works. In the meanwhile, what Sasha will be doing, Sasha will be implementing, so learn Next.js, we can basically go make to done because it's kind of done. I mean, kind of. We already start working at the actual platform, so I can say it's done. Okay, of course it's never done. It's never done, and we're gonna struggle a lot. Then I have another team member called Igor, same as me, and he will be working on creating gamification engine. So he'll basically writing down what are the points, how many points you get for certain topics, for certain tasks, and he'll be working on that part. So he's more on the marketing side. He will be also working on the SEO, search engine optimization. So he will, for example, submit a site to the Google once it's done. and once we have at least some kind of demo stage so that Google can actually start indexing it. Which is actually quite an important step, because of for my business that I'm currently running, we have around 1,000 users a month. It's not super huge, but that's enough to generate some revenue, and that's enough to finance this project that I'm currently building. Okay. So, and what he will be doing is also he will make sure that Next.js and backend are connected. We made a huge decision of separating Next.js and the backend, and we will be writing backend basically on Express.js, I think it's Express.js. He will also make sure that the styles are fine, and my task will be to implement the resizable part here. Now, how are we gonna implement the resizable? There's this awesome thing called Shadcn, and if we go here to the components, it's even called like this, resizable. It's a new one, so it was basically produced just I think a few months ago. And if you look at here, that looks exactly like I want to see it. So for now, I'm gonna switch to the coding, and I'm gonna make it so we can quickly switch between them. Yeah, and here also disconnecting org, that's something that I implemented last time, and I can also see my name. That comes from the authentication part. I haven't tested this part on the production, so, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so what do I have here? First, let's actually, yeah, let's make, where's this component? First, I need to find the component. Ah, checker. Okay, it's quite easy. And this is a client component, because we're using here quite a lot of client stuff. And for now, everything is just hard-coded, because I will implement it. We will implement this. We will change this hard-coding stuff once we have all the data in the database. Like this. So now we need to make all of this thing basically resizable, and I guess I have everything in Git, so I don't need to worry about modifying everything. I can basically just cut off everything and modify it. So I already forgot, that was just 2 days ago, but I already forgot the structure. Okay, let me collapse to see the structure. So we have two main blocks. This is basically the left panel and then the right panel, and then the right panel should be separated in 2 different blocks as well. So this should be the right panel, and it has code editor and it has feedback. Now the feedback is actually a little bit useless for now, because we're not displaying there any type of feedback. So if I click on run code, it's not gonna work, because again, the connection to the database and to the backend, it's still not working. It's something that Sasha is working. But it's not gonna display, even if we had this connection, it wouldn't display it in the feedback. It would display it actually here in the requirements, which is kind of stupid, but that's what we have. So let's see, I kind of feel like I would actually like to implement it completely from scratch, rather than trying to fit it into what I have. So I'm just gonna take this whole thing and I'm just gonna put it here, comment it out. And let's see, so Shadcn, it's really awesome because you can just copy paste, and what the hell is that? Wow, what are these logs? Cookie store to string. Why would I do that, and where do I call it? Oh, it's on the check code. Oh, I see. To string client UIT clerk. What is a clerk still doing there? Okay, I think I'm gonna, yeah, okay, I see this root. I'm just gonna completely comment out the part that gets this, that checks the code. Don't really need this part now. Don't really need this part, and then of course it's not this. Okay, I can just comment out this complete check code thing, or at least the try part. Let me just comment out the whole the whole body of the check code. Okay, now it wants return, so we need to return something. I think I already copied here. Return Shatsian. I was just scared by the. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Of course, it's not working because we need to have something. We need to return. We can't just return empty thing here. Okay. Implement. Now I'm gonna import this. And that's the resizable. I hope it's gonna fit well into what I have, because it looks very, very simple in terms of how to set up this thing. Okay, we have resizable, and let's see how it looks. 1, 2. Okay, where's the 3? Where's the 3? Examples. Okay, it's 1, 2. I need to have. Oh, come on. It doesn't show me examples for 3. Let's have a look at this example. Code. I guess let's copy this whole thing. Guess let's do that. And let's see if I can clean up something. Alright, that looks good. That looks really good. Exactly as I wanted to have. Now probably default size. Default size. What could it mean exactly? 150. I don't want to set it. I don't want to set the default size on for something just hard code. It doesn't make sense. Can I just do default size? No, I can't. What is this default size? How do I know? How do I know what I can pass there? Can I pass this? Or let's say 0.5. Okay, let's see. There should be some kind of docs or API reference. Let's see API reference. Resizable panel. Okay, this is panel group. Is it what I'm trying to? Yeah, resizable panel group. Yeah. So I guess they share the. I guess they have the same API. So I can just have a look. What the hell? Style. Direction. Ah, okay, I see. So 150. Okay, so this is the resizable panel. Okay, so this is resizable. This is not the whole panel, right? This is one, and then we have the second one, resizable panel, and then we have resizable and then handle. Okay, I see now what they mean. Greetings from Sweden. Insert, I remember you from streams. Welcome. I haven't been to Sweden, but I kind of should, right? It's not so far away from Germany not to go to Sweden. What if I just try something very straightforward? That width will be what? Nope. Let's say it's gonna be 450. Nope. still no. I think I'm gonna collapse a little bit here. Been to Germany is nice. Yeah, I don't think it's that Germany and Sweden look that different actually. Direction horizontal. Okay, resizable panel group. There should be some docs about resizable panel group. How I can set the size of it. Okay, I see this is not what I want. Panel group. Size. Default size percentage. Ah, so this is the size percentage. Okay, I see. So then this one's gonna take, let's say, 30%. And this one is going to take 70%. And this one, because it's going to be the code editor, it's gonna take, let's say, 80%, and this one's gonna take 20%. Then it should be other way around. Default size. How come this is 30%? What if I say 70? Ah, okay, probably it just was not updated. Okay, I see. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's exactly the sizing that I want. Now how to make it how to make it bigger. Border. Let's ask ChatGPT. To be bigger and take up. Let's say I want to take up at 1/2 of the page. I was actually experimenting, and turns out the ChatGPT Classic is actually quite good. Okay, so they want to say that the default size. Yeah, none. That's not true. That's not true, ChatGPT. Yeah, but that's for the. Do you pay for GPT-4? Yeah, I do. I would say it's quite worth it for to pay for GPT-4 $20 a month, I guess. Was their plan? Yeah, $20 a month. Very worth it. You can, I mean, you can also kind of use their API, right? And just pay per request. But I don't know. I think paying is quite worth it. I'm surprised how actually not that many users ChatGPT have. I think I heard that it's around 6 million something. So it's not much at all, or maybe not 6 million. But I was actually quite surprised how few users actually ChatGPT have, and that's totally not fair for what you can do with ChatGPT. It's not gonna do a lot of stuff for you, but it's not gonna substitute you writing code, but it's gonna help a lot, especially if you can just speak through ideas. Where I'm from, where are you from? So I'm originally from Ukraine, but I've been living in Germany for quite a long time. I would say for 5 years, 6 years. I don't know how. Yeah, around this around this time. Yeah, but that's for sizable panel. I want to make the whole component bigger. But I'm slow. But no Ukrainian please on this stream. I don't know. I mean, of course I speak Ukrainian. That's my native language. But I don't know. I don't have any work related. Yeah, I don't know. Everything that I write, everything that I do, everything is in Ukrainian. Oh wow, there's already bots on the street on the Twitch. So I actually tried. Are you in Ukraine now or not? No, I'm not in Ukraine. I'm not in Ukraine for a very long time. I haven't been to Ukraine for maybe like 3, definitely more than 3 years. But my family is still in Ukraine. Could you send link to your GitHub? Yeah, sure. Why can't... Strange. For some reason I can't really copy paste with Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V. Okay, paste. Here we go, that's my link. Not sure what you're gonna see there though. It's not very useful. Yeah, that's for the resizable panel. I want to make the whole component bigger. Not only the panel. Ah, really? ChatGPT, come on, work. Yeah, indeed, we have here maximum width. So it looks like the width is already maximum. Oh, okay. So if I say that it's one half to third. Are you creating a project for Salesforce or what? Because I don't know what is that. Yeah, I am creating a startup for the Salesforce ecosystem. Exactly. Okay, so this is the maximum width, right? Now I understand. Now I understand what's the issue here. So this is the maximum width in Tailwind, and I think it sets by default some kind of width. Okay, let's see. Utilities for the maximum width of the element. Okay, so this is the maximum width. And it sets it to the MD. And what is MD? Okay, let's say I'm gonna say here instead of MD is LG. What about XL? Did it change something? Okay, let's change it back to the MD and see if that... Yeah, I mean, it does change. It does change. So this is the maximum width. I wonder why we can't say here maximum width would be, let's say, 1/2, and then it goes into the whole into the full mode. Full mode. No idea. No idea. How did you get that opportunity offer? Which one? Which one opportunity offer? Alright. Okay, it looks already quite resizable. And I think it takes up exactly the width that I want. Now the question is, can we make it... For example, shadows here? Yeah, of course we can. Of course we can. This is, let's say, border 2. Because I think just border will apply. Yeah. And then I can say border black. Border black to make border black. I have a typo. Black. Yeah, that's exactly how I want to see it. Offer for creating this project for Salesforce. No, I'm not creating it for Salesforce. It's my own startup. Salesforce doesn't sponsor it. I'm just financing it completely from from my pocket. And I have 2 other team members that are helping me. So I'm not the only one who is developing this. Yeah, that looks good. I think I can place already what I had before. So I had here this one. Let's first place the editor and see that, because what I'm concerned about is about the editor. So here on the 3. Because I kind of feel that editor might not really fit into this resizable component. Because I don't know, this editor feels very strange. Oh, and it should not go there. The editor should go here. The editor goes here. Does it work? It does. I see too much of white space here though. Maybe I could remove P this padding, right? Padding 6. Yeah, I think it's also a little bit, let's say, class car. Looks good. Looks good. One thing that I want to add as well is that I managed to make this component that I had before, I managed to make it resizable. I want to make it resizable here as well. But I forgot how I made it resizable. Resize this one. Resize epsilon. And that should go here. This is nice. This is perfect. And then the user, if the user doesn't want, you can do like this. You can, if you don't need feedback, you put it like this. You put it like this. Okay. That looks good. That looks good. Now the problem will be once we have our data in the database. I hope that I'm gonna have it by tomorrow. Once the whole connection is there, the problem is gonna be to fit it here so that it's also resizable. And I'm gonna remove this P. I don't really need those paddings here. I think it's kind of too much padding, right? I'm not even sure what exactly does it. Yeah, I mean paddings from the elements, so it's elements within this. Yeah, okay, that looks good. That's good. Yeah, and then it doesn't move the content, which is good as well. And I can resize here. That was much easier than I expected. I thought I'm gonna struggle with this for like 2 hours, but it looks like everything's working there. Now let's say I can take this one, and I can put it here instead of 1. Okay, the font is not really fitting, right? And okay, now I understand why it had padding 6. Why is it so far away there? Okay, that looks better. That looks better. So another problem that I have is that what is the resizable? No, not this. What is readable? Make resizable, okay, but that's another. So I'm just gonna create here a new one. What is the readable font for blocks? And that's gonna be task for me. And here. And that goes into the sprint as well, and the main also goes into the sprint, and in the progress on you delete the code editor. Now it's quite clean. Okay, because I'm really dissatisfied with how it looks in terms of the font. Okay, we have here some requirements. Let's add the requirements as well. Let's say those are the requirements. Hi. So what problem I'm solving? I am coding a startup, and the problem that I'm solving is that I'm making my editor here, where you can actually write the code. So basically it should be interactive programming school for people who want to learn Salesforce development. Yeah, what does the startup solve? The startup solves that it's hard to get into the Salesforce industry. So the idea behind the startup is that it should take you, this platform that should take you from complete beginner in coding in Salesforce to get your first job as a Salesforce developer. That's the nearest one that I can think about would be Codegym. If you heard about Codegym, it's for Java. I am now logged in, so they're not gonna show me the page. But basically, Codegym, the idea is that you go through some materials here and you also solve some tasks. So they explain you, they teach you how to code, and then you solve some tasks here. And you can see their editor looks kind of similar to mine. That's because I'm very inspired by them. And the idea is that once you go through all the modules, you're gonna become a developer. That's the idea. And I mean, I know it is kind of, the thing is, if you look at any other industry except of Salesforce, you have a lot of those things. You look at the front-end development, you look at the Java development, the Python development, anything. There's so many coding schools there. There's so many platforms. But if you look at the Salesforce, we are in the Stone Age in these terms. We are so far behind. And this is something that I'm trying to solve. I have already quite a lot of stuff. So I have the materials for the first MVP. I have the texts. I have the tasks for the first MVP. So incompletion rate is your challenge. I wouldn't say that incompletion rate is my challenge. I would say that So now I'm running the courses. I teach basically, so I make my living by teaching how to program in Salesforce. And online course is incompleted courses. No, I wouldn't say that online courses are incompleted courses, but I would say that we don't have enough courses in Salesforce. That's the problem. So Salesforce is very specific, and we don't have like a single platform where you can learn how to code in Salesforce. That's what I'm building now. All right. Yeah, it's Salesforce. Yeah, it's very focused on the Salesforce because I mean I've been in Salesforce industry for the last 4 years, so it's very focused on the Salesforce. But yeah, so I'm discovering the whole front end stuff just now. Okay, let's see. Gonna turn off my camera for a second. You need more Salesforce devs as SAP needs more SAP consultants. Yeah, I would say the if you earn basically, so basically there's in Salesforce you can be a Salesforce developer, but you can also be a Salesforce admin. Did you do backend before? No backend. So backend. You mean if I was a backend developer, or what do you mean exactly? I mean Salesforce development. If you're a Salesforce developer with a little bit of experience, you're actually really good in the on the job market, even right now. Yeah, it's kind of, I wouldn't say that this is the most demanding job ever, but it is kind of. Some people learn SAP just because of the money. Yeah, that's like this. Yeah, I would say it's not crazy money. It's not like you earn maybe 10-20% more than usually, especially if you have more business skills, and if you have more architecture skills to develop backend of this. So about the backend, I was more backend developer in the Salesforce ecosystem. In fact, I'm still more backend than the front end guy. And backend exists already. Yes, backend already exists to some degree. So we have already refresh token. We have already what do we have? Refresh token, login, logout. That's something that is implemented on the Next.js. We have the code checking functionality, the backend for it, and yeah, and now Sasha is still working. So Sasha actually gonna connect the backend and front end. So I hope that tomorrow I will already be able to experiment something with the backend, connected. Where's my chat? So that I see what you're writing. And yeah, this is great, and this is insane. So this is insane. Look at how the project looks like, right? And keep in mind that I am not a front-end developer. This is my first 2 weeks ever learning or touching Next.js, and this is what we have. It's not much, but if you click here, you have already some stuff. You click here, you can go. This is already something. And it's insane. I've been speaking about this for the last couple of days, but this is basically insane how quick you can develop something on the front end now. It's really insane. If I knew it before, I wouldn't choose Salesforce, because Salesforce is so in the stone age in terms of development. We don't have such cool things as you guys have in the front end development. I really love it. Like the developer experience with the front end, so awesome, so good. I don't know, if my startup fails, I'm gonna go and work as a front end developer, because that looks just quite cool. Which I hope my startup doesn't fail. I just learned Reflex for Python, a full stack Python framework, front using Python. People inventing libraries that do most for you now. Yeah, I agree. Like this thing with authenticating to the Salesforce. So if we sign out here, sign out and sign in, this thing I have spent basically on my own implementing. I didn't know about that. You have it out of the box with the next auth. I didn't know that. So I have spent basically like a whole week implementing those authentication stuff. And then turns out on Next.js, it's like 5 lines in total. Is this a personal project? No, it's not. It's a business. I'm spinning out a business. So you see the coding part of the business. If the business fails, I don't know. I'm gonna need to come up with a way that it doesn't fail. This is totally not personal project. This is totally as a business. I haven't started marketing it on LinkedIn, which I'm gonna be doing, and I'm gonna stream it as well. So complete opposite from from personal project. And I mean, I have 2 other people working with me on this project. So Igor is working on the marketing side, Sasha is working on the backend and front-end stuff, and I am also working on the front-end, because we are pushing and we have to bring this platform basically this month. This is my timeline, so I hope to bring it this month. Working crazy to bring it that month to life. Oh wow, by default it goes somewhere very far away. Default size. Can I set the default size for here for this? Oh, okay. 92. That's not enough. Tailwind. So 96 is the biggest one. 96 is the biggest one. You're delivering tons of great knowledge. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so 96 doesn't really make it. Let's say 1/2. That's the maximum. Now it's too much. Yeah, I think the font of this is way too big. Isn't this Trailhead? Trailhead has a lot of problems. So if Trailhead was good, I wouldn't have my business with teaching how to code. But yeah, I mean, there's a chance that because I'm doing it basically publicly, there's a chance that someone's gonna come up and and just Salesforce. So if, for example, Salesforce wanted to develop such a platform, they would make a really good job. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't want to compete against Salesforce. So you already have customers. I already have customers. So I basically full-time entrepreneur. So I finance my whole living by teaching how to code. I do mentoring, I do courses, but I don't have customers for this particular project. You want to be acquired by Salesforce? No. I mean, I don't know. I think it's very I think it's gonna take much more time. I would be happy to acquire by whoever pays the price. Let's see if we can make here a size smaller. Yeah, I would say next size. tailwind. Font size XS, so XS is the smallest one. 12 pixel, nah, SM should be fine. Let's see how XS looks like. Nah, it's way too small. I'll just take the small one, SM. And then, okay, and then there is no really the maximum height. Yeah, the problem is, so the requirements here are not that big, but what do I do once they're really huge? If you want to do business, you need to ask yourself what your future look like. Yeah, let's see. I mean, first I'm gonna develop the platform, and then let's see. Worst case, if the business fails, I'm gonna use it for my courses. Resizable text is M. Oh, I think I have wrong requirements actually here, because those are not requirements. The requirements should be here, the tests. Basically iterating here through the tests. Test results, test description, those are my actual results that I wanted to put here. Let's call it immediately feedback. And by the way, who joined, for the first I would say 7 days, or I would say 6 days, I was just developing this Figma design, and this is how my design looks like. So I'm trying to approximately match the design that I have. But after developing the design, I realized, okay, maybe I shouldn't match it exactly like I wanted, and I should be more like approximately. We are doing 2K MRR at month, 40% margins, and we don't have the product yet. Business or code. Yeah, that's true, but I know that this platform is something that I need, because this is something that my students who go through my courses request. So I'm running this cohort-based courses. I take basically like 3 months, and I teach like a boot camp for 3 months, and I teach how to code in Salesforce. And the last time I did this, I was so frustrated by checking the homeworks of people that I really wanted to automate this thing. And yeah, at least if that fails, I'm gonna use it for my course. I mean, I would need to develop it for my course, and actually I'm gonna test this whole thing on my students first, and then I'm gonna spin it out for other people. But this is definitely, so I understand what you mean, but yeah, there's no doubt that this platform needs to be. There's no doubt. This only problem can be achieved, and I already have the whole course. So I have tasks, I have materials, I have tests, I have basically the whole course. We just need to make it basically automate the whole thing. Something that this automation part, that's what's missing from my course for now. Okay, so this is gonna be feedback and requirements. Again, did I actually paste it correctly? Requirements, yeah, here we go, requirements. So this div should be, I think I'm gonna put it within the div here. Okay. Yeah, that looks approximately as I want to have it. Called car, create the following variables within the... I think one thing that I can do is I can actually try to make it bigger. I think it makes sense because somehow it's way too small. If I make it bigger, I'm gonna have a little bit more space. That's why it looks so compressed here. How does a Codegym have it? Oh, they basically have 100%. Should I make it 100% then? I think I should. I think I should. Yeah, I just should make this whole thing smaller. Now how do I make it smaller? Okay, what if it's gonna be 3, 4 actually? For some reason it doesn't work for those. It works either for full or for specific value like 96. Which is very strange. Okay, maybe it doesn't have any kind of parent. So what if I take this whole thing and create here a parent and let's say full here, and here class name would be class name, or let's just say width would be 3/4. Yeah, that's better. What are other options? I kind of want to make it even bigger, but I think 3/4 is actually good. I think 3/4 is kind of good. Yeah, I think it works. I think it's good. The only thing that I want to also remove, I also want to adjust here the margin because it looks way too compressed. Definitely Codegym, they have here quite a big one. So the checker component, where is it? Where is it even created? Where is it instantiated? In the lesson component. And let's justify. Okay, and the lesson component. How do I get those margins here? That's the question. Lesson component. Oh, so it's called span 8. Ah, okay, and then it gets shifted on the left. Nothing is easy in front-end development, nothing. It's impossible that I just modify like one thing and then it works. Nah, of course not. And here the left bar, probably I need here, I already have an element for the left bar actually. What are you trying to achieve? I am trying. You mean with this front-end struggle or with the startup? Currently, I'm trying to achieve that this whole thing is centered. Let's see. Maybe if I'm gonna use here left bar, maybe it's gonna work. Nah, doesn't seem to work. Which part do you want to center? I wanna have this thing basically centered. You could wrap in something like. This is crazy, people. How do you discover Max with LGA Auto? Okay, no Max. Okay, wait, I'm waiting. How, like, this is so crazy. Why are you so active on Twitch? This is like, I've been streaming for 2 weeks on YouTube. And now on Twitch you guys are so much more active than on YouTube. I guess the culture on Twitch is actually, because if I would be, so this is my first day streaming on Twitch. If I would be streaming first day on YouTube, I would have 0 people seeing my videos. It's quite crazy. Quite crazy. MX Auto, you say? Margin, okay, MX. Listen, no one uses YouTube. Is it the thing that people on Twitch are like, ah, this YouTube, no one uses this, and people on YouTube, ah, Twitch. Okay, Max MX Auto. You built a community faster on Twitch rather than YouTube. Yeah, I guess so. This is my first day on Twitch. I mean, I've been watching Twitch for quite a while, passively watching. Yeah, wait, that's not what you said. You said a different thing. You said this one. I guess my whole thing is so messed up. You built a community faster on Twitch rather than YouTube. Probably. The problem with Twitch though that it doesn't have any like how do you even discover someone on Twitch? Okay, 3XL. Okay. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, I know, but do you? Yeah, I know that there's like you can basically go there, but that's like when is the last time I was searching for something on YouTube, for example? Not really. I just go to my homepage, and YouTube just throws into me videos that I wanna watch. Discoverability. Okay, so I would add MY8, for example, right? Yeah. Okay, so that actually worked, but one thing. So first, I didn't know that you can put here 4XL and so on. This is really nice discovery for me. It's a real nice discovery. So I don't really need to wrap this whole thing because I wanna wrap this, and that would be here. Oh wow, nice. Let's see. Okay, so it should not go here because I think because I wanna have my component here having margin. If you go to just chatting and try filter innocent, it does not allow you. Max width. Okay, you saw max width 90%. Let's say just for experimenting 30%. Why? So the thing that I don't understand, why it doesn't react on this side? It only reacts on here on the right. So you can discover people with low viewers. Yeah. You are using grid. You're right, okay. Okay, so I have 12. Maybe okay. So first I have wrong number of columns here, right? They should add up. 12, yeah, 12 in total. 12. You guys are so active. Thank you for that. I think you sold me an idea actually streaming on Twitch. Yeah, no, go back. Okay, so I have here 12. 4, so they add up. I mean, I see that here's 4, here's 8. Here's 4, here's 8, but I don't want to have... Okay, I don't want to have 4 and 8. I want to have more like 2 and then... I want to have 2 and then 10, let's say. Yeah, okay, so... No. They should be 2 and that should be 10. I guess YouTube people are more chill. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's really, I don't know. I'm not a big Twitch watcher, but whenever I watch someone on Twitch, it feels it's a different feeling. I know it's somehow a different culture, I guess. Okay, let's say I'm gonna implement px8 here. Wow, that's actually what I want. It was actually not that difficult. One thing that I don't know how to put this chat so that it doesn't go away. Appearance. Whatever. Then I'm not gonna show you the chat. Okay, so I guess I know. So I'm just gonna make here 16. Yeah, that's the straightforward way. px24. Let's see how much they have. Let's see how much they put here. Computed. Okay, I cannot really see from the first go, but it looks like definitely more than I do, right? So 24 will be 28. I also kind of like when it's more compact, so it's good. And I'm gonna need to rework this side panel anyway, because it is not looking great now. Yeah, looks nice. Looks nice, and I can resize this whole thing. And oh wow, that's an interesting effect. That's interesting. I don't think I want to fix it. I think it's good enough. Because I can resize it. Yeah, you can break it. Okay, I know how I can fix it quick. I know how I can fix it easy. I can just set the what will be the full width exactly. So here, let me remove this div. It doesn't do anything. I'm gonna remove this one. And I'm gonna remove this one. Is it gonna... Yeah, that solves the problem. That solves the problem. Oof. It feels good. That's the thing about front-end development. You never know how to exactly solve the problem. You never know if you will be able to solve the problem, because you can't debug. You can't just go step by step. You have to kind of guess and understand what's going on. So I would say front-end development is so difficult, actually. Much more, in my opinion, much more difficult than back-end development. So true. But look at this. So it looks very well. I'm super happy with how it looks. You can't even break it too much. It looks really good. The only thing that is missing is the button. And here I had the button before. So let me put this button. And now here, and that's the typical front-end development. Now, at least for me, now I'm just guessing. I'm putting it there, and then I hope that it's gonna work. it does work. It does work. What about... And my website is not really that responsive for the mobile. But I know how to fix it. I know how to fix the mobile. And quite frankly, the mobile experience is not priority at all. I don't know people who wanna go and learn how to code on their mobile phone. And I wouldn't... and if there are such people, they are definitely not my customers. And another thing that I should fix is the padding here from... Yeah, I would say P2 would be enough. No, not enough. P4? P4 is enough. Yeah, P4 is definitely enough. And looks like I would like to have padding here as well. Let's hope that this one, P4. Yeah, but P4 looks too much here. I'm gonna do P2. Yeah. Now it's not aligned. Here we go. That's typical front-end development. Now it's gonna be here, P4. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. Nah, I don't know. I don't know. Here's the on top, it looks way too... way not good. But the whole component is resizable even for mobile, which is good. Just good. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do here px4 and py is gonna be 2. And I'm gonna just copy paste the same here. Yeah, here. Yeah, that from the style perspective, I'm happy. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Now, what I wanted to research is... First, I'm gonna deploy this whole thing and see if that breaks my deployment. Let's see, resizable, so I have resizable, I have those things, those, and I would say editor, made, editor, resizable, or let's say, yeah, editor, resizable. Resizable, whatever. Oh, I did it in main. Damn it. Okay, that's fine. No, it's not fine. It's not fine. How do I undo my last commit? Commit, undo last commit. Let's create another branch. Create a new branch. And let's call it resize editor. Commit and push. Yeah, I would like to push the branch. The cool thing about Vercel is that if you go here to the front end and I can create a pull request, it immediately shows you here the deployment. And this is so cool. It's basically a pipeline already made for you. Something that we don't have in Salesforce ecosystem at all. I remember at my last job, I have spent 2 weeks setting up a pipeline for Salesforce. 2 weeks full time just setting up the pipeline. And here in front-end development, you basically just click 3 buttons and you have everything connected. Vercel is deploying my... Looks like it works. Let's check it out on the Vercel. Oh, it's not gonna... Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No need for that to check that much. That's fine. I would say it's done. Or can we actually? I don't think it's gonna log in, so it's not gonna log in. That's the thing, because for that we need to configure Salesforce actually. So it's not gonna let us in. But it's fine. It deployed, that's the most important part. Another thing that I wanna check. Modules. Is what... Okay, made resizable. I would say it goes into review. Review by whom? Just by me. Another thing that I want to research is how to make readable font for blogs. So, what is readable font for blogs? I have no idea what people are using actually. Let's add here front-end development. I trust people who write something for front-end development. Serif, no, that's not what I want. I want to know the font size. And as always, if you Google something, anything, it's blah blah blah. Okay, so here, text for the highest level of legibility. 16 to 20. That's what they say for the laptops or for large computers. Let's say what I have here. How much is it actually? Where are my fonts? I think it's just quicker to see here. Font. I don't even know where I would look up those things. Font size. Is it not font size? Just not found. Can be here on the layout, but I think it should be somewhere in the styles.css. Styles. Okay, so this is heading. It really doesn't font. Okay, let's search for font something. Okay, font sans, font medium, font bold, extra bold, bold. It doesn't say anything at all about the font size. Is it possible that I never set up the font size? So if I never set it up, let's set it up and see if that's changed something. Layout, yeah, in the layout. Yeah, let's say in the layout, when I go to the... Let's say to the body, I think it's good. Let's say font. Alright, because it's not called font size or something, it's called font medium, for example. Let's see tailwind font size. Okay. Okay, so this text LG, this is what is most readable, they say. 18 pixels or text base. Does it change anything? Not really, right? Text base, and if I say text large. Ah, it's not large, it's LG. Does it make it more readable? I think it does actually. So either it's text base or it's text LG. So I think in terms of just reading this thing, it's better. But now I have such a huge inconsistency between what I'm using here and what I'm using for lectures. So I think this text LG, it's fine, but I'm not gonna apply it for everything, right? Let's apply it. So I would like the approach that I know from Salesforce, and the way I would do it in the Salesforce, I would define a global CSS variable that would say reading text or something like text for the lectures, like lecture text, and I would take this CSS and apply for the lectures. I don't really know how to do that in. Okay, I see here some big heading. Let's say I wanna call it. Let's say lesson text, and then apply just text LG, and then we can modify if we want to do something. So lesson text, and then I'm gonna take this thing and move it to where we have the lessons, so the kind of the parent component for the lessons. Now the question, of course, where it is. Only if I knew where it is. Components, so it must be somewhere in the path, right? It must be somewhere in the, not API, in the modules. And then, yeah, it should be here in the modules. No, not in the modules. Here, in the socle. And then I have is it though? We have an interesting situation here because they're not really connected. So this thing, even though the path is following, they're not contained within each other. So I think I'm gonna need to set it for each path that is container, something like this. Let's say class name would be equal to what I just said, lesson text. And that was for socle queries, and why I cannot apply it here? Okay, I cannot apply it here because it doesn't have the attributes, but I can apply it on the global div, that's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, that was about socle queries, so I wouldn't be able to see it. Here, okay. And then the same goes for the syntax. Syntax here, the whole div. I'm gonna apply it. And what's the issue here? Cannot find name div. Okay. Doesn't seem to work for me. Let's say, yeah, doesn't seem to work. But if I go and if I just take this text LG and apply it here, still doesn't work. Okay, what if I just apply it on each? This is what this is variables. So if we go here and still doesn't work. This is very strange. So is it CSS somehow doesn't get really down to the components? That would be very strange. Maybe I need to apply it on the components itself, which wouldn't make that much sense actually. Because components, they're supposed to be... No, I should be able to somehow take the container component and apply the whole style in it. And that's what's happening here, for example, right? Ah, so it does get applied. Oh my god, this is so stupid. It does get applied. Alright, let's see how far I can bring this whole thing. Can I bring it, for example, to just modules? Here. Modules, and let's say for example it's SM. No, I can't. And that kind of makes sense because it has a lot of containers, and I'm not sure that it actually ends up. Yeah, because this page, it's even if the path starts with the modules, it is not contained within modules. So I need to apply it here on the, for example, syntax level, and that's where all of them already work. So this is syntax variables. Let's say we have SM, and let's say we have LG. Wait a second, I thought that it was just changing. Just a moment ago it was changing, now it's not changing. Let's say SM. Okay, let's go one level down here to the variables. What the hell? Why? I literally saw it like a minute ago that it was changing the font. LGSM. Can't be that I just spent 5 minutes trying to change the font. Not even sure that I want to have it. Okay, let's go to the variables. So I have here lessons list. And lessons list has lesson list items. Lesson list items has nothing. That's why it doesn't. Because even if the path is correct, we don't actually have those components within each other. That's why. That totally explains it. So I actually need to go to the here. Now it works. Okay, I'm that's something. That's already something. Not sure of how much of that I want to keep. I mean, this looks definitely much more readable than what we had before. So we definitely need to apply this text LG on the high level, but I don't know how to do that exactly. So I'm gonna write here questions to Sasha, so that Sasha knows how to do it, how to apply. And tomorrow I'm gonna ask those questions, how to apply the text style on all lessons. Save. Okay, good. Now let's fix the what is readable. I would say done, because I kind of found what is the readable font. This is actually quite a good one, so I think it's good enough. By the way, what is Codegym? What do they have? I wouldn't say that they are super readable here. Let's check them out. What do they have? Computed. They have 18 pixels, so I think approximately the same as I do. Yeah, it looks good. Gonna close all of that. sizable. I'm just gonna copy it just in case I ever wanna read again. Okay, so questions to Sasha. That is current sprint. It's kind of, yeah, export. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do fix left bar, something that I didn't see that doesn't work. Left bar and join. That's task only for me. So this left bar, it looks very far away from what I had in Figma design. And the Figma design, here's the left bar. So I decided not to have those sub items because I think it doesn't make sense, because we just gonna go down. Just gonna basically have a whole lecture and then you can just scroll down. That's it. But it looks different from, for example, landing page, right? In the landing page we have those things, and then here it changes. So once you're basically in the learning mode, you need to have more access. You need to kind of have more access and navigate through the topics. So that should change, and it should have here a name, and then here I should have those history. I'm not sure. It has a name. I forgot the name in English. It's cramps, something like cramp. Whatever the name is. If someone knows the name, tell me. How do you call this? History, what you visited in English. Yeah, so for now it's quite, what I have here is a good start, but definitely needs a lot of adjustments. Left bar. So what I have, I'm gonna make my icon smaller so that it doesn't hit the code. This is the navigation, and one thing that I want to do between this navigation is that I want to actually increase the spacing between the number and the variable name. So I wrote this code yesterday, and I don't remember where do I have this circle thing. Gap rounded XL. Yeah, that should be it, because it's rounded LG. Gap 4. Did it change anything? The gap 4. Gap 2. Yeah, that does change it. Gap 4. Yeah, nice. Gap 4. I like it. And logout button goes away. This whole thing. Okay, it feels good to delete something that took up quite a lot of space. Okay, because logout I have here already, so I don't need to do that. And okay, so how do I make that the layout is different for this page? I definitely know that I do it with the layout itself. So layout.tsx, this one. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one either. No, it should be this one actually. Okay, let's see. What if I delete here header? Nice. That's actually what I wanted. Okay. And then if I go here, for example, to the syntax, it doesn't exist. Syntax. Oh, it's also out here. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so let me break the header here. Then, if I go to syntax, it should still be there. But then if I go to one of them, it means that here on the syntax, I need to create, right here on the syntax level, I need to create a new layout.tsx. And this layout.tsx, it goes here. And I'm gonna copy this layout here. The only thing that I'm gonna do is delete the header. Here's an example how not to do import with the 2 dots, because there's this add, and add it means relative, so we can just import it just normally from lib and then utils. Another thing, what does it complain about? Can't find module not found, and that's because I do again this, which I shouldn't be doing. Styles, globals.css. Alright, okay. Okay, then this layout, it should not even be here, it should be within the syntax, right? Yeah, because this is for modules, so I need it within the syntax. Or no, wait a second. That drives me crazy, this layout. Where to place it? Into the variables. But that doesn't make much sense, because I want to remove header not only from variables, I want to remove header also from not only from variables, also from the socle. Okay, let's move it to variables. What is this thing? Okay, now if I go back to the syntax. Okay, now I see my old one. Okay, that's good. And now if I go here to variables, I cannot see the header. Nice. That looks good. Now here I'm gonna have my separate header. And I don't need this as well. And I'm gonna call it, let's say lessons header. Lesson header. And footer, do I need footer? Yeah, I do need, but it's gonna be different as well. So it's gonna be lesson footer. Now, of course, we don't have this component, so I'm gonna go and create them here. .tsx. And by the way, I noticed that I didn't create a new branch. Let me create a new branch, and let's call it lessons navigation. Lessons layout. It's fine, lessons layout. Okay, so this is lessons header, and then it's going to be lessons footer .tsx. Nope. C, okay. And R, nope. Why? What is this? Okay. Okay, I have this to components, and then here in the layout, I can go and say import, and now I'm gonna do proper import. Yes, components. Cannot find. Why? Components. Lessons. Lesson header. Okay. And lesson footer. Lessons header, lessons footer, left bar. Didn't I have a better looking here navigation bar? I think it was much better. What's going on? Ah, okay. It's here much better. Lessons header, lessons footer, children. And those would be the children. And then variable lesson. And then that thing has... Okay, so here I'm gonna say left bar. So now if I go here and I go to variables, I'm gonna see the left bar at least. Alright, that looks great. Let me check the stream works, right? Yeah, the stream works. Okay. Alright, so we have this now. It got shifted everything because they are not reacting on each other at all. Ideally that should be a grid, right? So we should have some kind of grid. But I'm not so sure about that. Left bar, lessons component. Well, it is a grid, right? It is a grid. The question is, why is it not resizable? Let's ask it like this, ChatGPT. Why is my grid not responsive for small screens? And let's make ChatGPT here a screenshot so that it can see. Not sure how much it helps, but I hope it helps. Yep. Okay, so I have here call span. Probably I need to implement here something like what happens on the small screen. I have an idea how to do that. I have an idea. I can just remove this whole thing. I can hide this thing if the screen is small. I'm not sure how to do it. Like something like small and then hidden. Just wildly guessing. And that's correct. This is insane. Look at this. It works exactly like I don't want. Wait, why? What the hell? Why does it hide when I make my screen bigger? Let's see what ChatGPT says about this. H screen MD call span, MD call span 2, call span 12 and 12. That seems strange for me, but let's just trust it for a second. I can always go back and, but having 2 times 12, that sounds not really great. Exactly not what I want. Either way, it's other way around. But here at least the right thing is hiding. Okay, how Yeah, I have following code. Why does it work other way around? It's hiding on the bigger screens. Okay. SM hidden. So if I understand correctly, this SM, it means small screens, and then what happens on the small screens? On the small screens, we have this whole div hidden. That's so it's starting from the SM. Front end's confusing. Yeah, it's really not intuitive, right? I mean, it is sometimes intuitive, right? But sometimes it's completely off. Like here, why is it other way around? That's strange. So I need to make it hidden. So I need to add a block hidden, and then on the small, yeah, that's the behavior that I wanted. Probably some strange reasoning for it. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely should be some kind of reasoning that. Yeah, that looks good. It looks good. So at least someone on the mobile phone can at least read it. Okay, now I also need to add here margins the way I had it. And the way I had it, I think it was something like px8. Nope, definitely no. Let's say here px8. No. Okay, because that's incorrect here. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted. Let's say px24. Yeah. And let's say 28. Yeah, that's fine. That looks better. Now this whole thing is too big. It's actually quite good. 3 errors. Hydration failed because the initial UI does not match what was rendered on the server. Expected server HTML to contain matching div in body. Hydration error. That's, I see for the first time, hydration error. Incorrect nesting of HTML tags. P nested another P tag, div nested P, UL. Oh, I see. So probably I have somewhere something like a body. Here, for example, body. That I don't need. And HTML that I don't need. Let's just make it a whole big div statement. Let's check that it works, and then we can... It does work. Okay, it does work, but it applied very strange font, which I don't want to have. Okay, so let's leave it like this, but let's just say div and div here. What the hell? Okay. How? Okay, so I can't really use body. Let's see if I refresh. 3 errors. Component stack div body HTML. ChatGPT, help me. Well, I know what it means. It means that I have here a layout, and I already had the layout before, and the layout before it had HTML body and so on, and then it has here HTML and body, which is not good, right? Does not match. Okay, now the message conditional rendering, window local storage. No, that's definitely not it. Okay, let's give ChatGPT a little bit of time, and let's try the most straightforward way. Is by having a div here, and then within this div this, and then class name. Just basically copy this font size. Not font size, the whole font. Okay, it seems to be working. So this one thing, it adds me a whole header. No? Where's the header coming from? Okay, let's say I'm gonna keep it. So this is the most straightforward way. And it looks good. And I don't see any errors. So it looks good. Now, how do I get the header here? It is not supposed to be there. Okay, lessons header. Again, it's not supposed to be there. Okay, now I see the main header, even though I don't have it on that component. I want just to have the lesson header. Alright, let's see. So server-side rendering globals. Oh, maybe because I removed globals. Nah, that would be quite stupid, actually. Strange idea. Typical front-end stuff. Styles, globals.css. Okay, other suggestions, ChatGPT, server-side rendering, root layout is only layout being applied to your page. Yeah, but I kind of feel like that this layout is overriding what I have. So let's ask, is it possible that the main layout is overwriting what I have? It's still generating. Okay. Ensure no nested layouts. Yeah, well, isn't it the purpose of layouts to be nested? Ah, come on. Okay, I can fix here. Is it possible? Or writing the nested layout. Let's see Next.js layouts. Still writing. How much are you gonna write, ChatGPT? I see no need for sum up. It's so wordy sometimes. Pages and layouts. Create index routes. Layout pattern. Application bar and footer on every page. Yeah, does make sense. Well, I guess reading this, what they say here that single shared layout. If you only have one layout for your entire application, you can create a custom app and wrap your application with the layout. Since the layout component is reused when changing pages, its component state will be preserved. So I guess the problem is that I actually have nested layouts. That's on one hand. On another hand, it doesn't make sense. Why would you... Okay, let's just delete this one and see if that's gonna... Oh. Okay, fixed. Actually, I'm gonna take those and I'm gonna put them in the layout because they are much more appropriate than... Learned code, syntax... Yeah, syntax, okay. Now I'm gonna copy this whole thing. And the only thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete here the header. And I will see if that removes. It does remove it. So it does exactly what I want. Now the question is, now I'm gonna, one by one, I'm gonna start removing here things and I'm gonna see what makes it. I guess I know what makes it. I guess I know. And if I refresh, I'm gonna get here an error, right? Okay, I see. So the problem that it has something to do with body and main and so on. Let's say I want to have here div instead of body. That was not good. Okay, let's say I still want to have body, but I want to have HTML here, so I'm gonna remove the HTML part. Body and still the errors. Let's say I want to have div and div here. Still errors. Okay, so I think body is the problem for errors, but body is also the thing that makes my layout actually apply the layout. Body and body. So if I remove body, I get an error here. If I add body, I get an error. If I make a div, I get back my Okay. Yeah, ChatGPT, you were typing way too long. Let's see, GPT Classic usually works actually better than the normal one. Okay, so here's the body and body. And I'm just gonna describe my situation. Let's say I want to have nested layouts in my Next.js app. Well, the problem actually that it doesn't know about the GPT-4 about the layouts, because it's Next.js 14, so it doesn't have update about them. Just let's just Google Next.js multiple layouts, and let's take something that is not official documentation. App folder, blah blah blah, how to use it. This is a little bit too advanced for me. Layout. I guess I need to specify this Next.js 14. Let's see. You can define layout by default exporting components from layout.js or layout. Unfortunately, you can't hear it. I can hear though. Something that I still need to set up for the stream, that you can actually hear the audio. Okay, so if we have this layout, yeah. Yeah, but that's way too simple. So from my understanding, we could actually make them together, those layouts. So we can actually have one layout and then one layout below that. Next.js nested layouts. Oh, here we go. The same one. Just show me how you have nested layouts. Just show me. I'm gonna just go to the GitHub and see what you have there. Yeah, but where's the GitHub repository? So he does have nested layouts. Let's see, visual guide. That sounds promising. Okay, we have page. Yeah, layout. Okay, so I understand this. App and then layout. We have the main layout. That's fine. Yeah, nested layouts. Of nested layouts. This feature allows us to define layout specific certain areas. Application consider okay, page. Okay, so we can have nested layouts. Layout and then products and then layout within. Okay. That's exactly my situation. I have here app and then I have the main layout. And then I have modules. Syntax, variables, blah blah blah, and then I have this layout. And the question is, why does this layout, why doesn't it work? Oops, misclicked. So I'm gonna also remove the footer. And I'm gonna say here that this is start of next layout, whatever, typo, doesn't matter. Okay, so this is the start. So it does take the header from the previous layout. Why? Okay, time to ask ChatGPT. Why does it take the layout, the main layout? I still can see the greetings, eatings, won't be too chatty. Yeah, welcome. Can describe the problem that I'm working on. Basically, the layouts in Next.js, they're supposed to be nested, from what I understand. So I need to basically rework my layout for the page where you're solving the code challenges. And for that, I need to define another layout here. And this layout is gonna apply for all the pages where you solve the challenges. Now the thing is, when I create here the layout, it for some reason it still takes the header from the main one. That's something that I'm currently solving. I still can see the old layout. That's the thing with the databases that we've done. With databases, it's much easier when you can just debug something, right? You can see the logs. When something doesn't deploy, you can go and search for it. With the pure front-end stuff, you're basically just kind of guessing and kind of trying things out. I still can see the old layout, the main header, even though I deleted it from the layout. The nested layout. Okay. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Okay, so this would be the root layout of what? The main layout. So header, footer. Yeah, header, footer. I don't know why it removed everything else. Okay, nested layout. This is where the specific page content will go. Start of the next layout. Using layouts in a page. Root layout and then nested layout. No, that's very far away from true. I don't think it's correct. Nested layout styles. What the hell is that? Yeah, but that's basically what I have. Come on, ChatGPT. Not that helpful. Okay, so if I don't understand it, it means I don't really understand how layouts work. Right? So it means that I need to read more about that. But the thing is that here's they show an example of exactly what I need. And as always, for them it works. For me it doesn't. Oh, I have an idea how to debug it. So first I'm gonna remove everything that I'm not using, like metadata and font sounds and blah blah blah. I really don't need those things. And also gonna remove this. And also styles. So first it didn't change anything. Okay, that's fine. And now I'm just gonna have one div here. Okay, and now I'm gonna take this thing and I'm gonna move it along the pages to see if that has any influence on how everything's displayed. No, I'm not gonna need to update the references because I don't have any references to this root layout. Oh, this is not root layout. This is, let's call it variables layout. Let's call it lessons layout. I think it's a better name. No. Nope, that doesn't have any influence. Okay. Now I'm gonna move it back to the syntax. It is already in the syntax, so I can only move it to the modules. Okay, so we still have this header. Okay, so definitely the header applies for everything. So this is product detail layout. How and what do they have in the root layout? This is their root layout. And they have body and header. HTML body, header, footer. Can you show how you pass the children node to the root? The children node to the root. That's how I pass it. Oh, I think I understand. I think I need to put the header into the children. Because if it's outside, it's basically wrapping up whatever it is. It's basically wrapping up everything. Let's try to do it actually. I'm gonna take the header and I'm gonna move it here to the header and footer. Because I think in the example that they have on the website, they don't really care about the header and footer not being different. Okay, so header, footer, I removed it from here and I'm also gonna grab those. Yeah, I think. Okay, now let's move this back. This whole thing back. No. you... I was talking about the spot where you use the root layout function, but I'm just curious. I don't think I'm using the root layout function. I think the only thing that I do is just define the structure in here. Okay, so I have, for the main one, I have the correct one. If I go to the modules, now I already have the incorrect one. Okay, I see the problem. I see the problem. So the problem is that by having header and footer here, we are wrapping up whatever we have in our app into header and footer. By moving the header and footer somewhere else, we are removing this wrapping up from some components because they're not really within each other. So it's defined as a function but doesn't need to be called, so it's just Next.js thing. Exactly, it doesn't need to be called. It's basically you define here as a function and that's it. This structure, it basically wraps up the whole app. Now what I suspect is that I have actually completely wrong architecture of my app because this is basically, it says page.tsx, but basically what it means the landing page. No, that's correct. Okay, that's correct. When I speak about it, it actually helps. So I have two choices now. Either I define the layout for modules, or I put a proper structure into this layout, into the page, so that in the page time to change all the things. Yeah, exactly. Time to change everything. Well, we discussed today with Sasha, the developer, that we just wanna basically create a new project and paste all the components that I have, or wanna continue with this one, and we decided to continue with this one. What if here I just say header? Header and footer. Oof. That's a feeling called as not well. Yeah. How do I go here? Okay, I think I know. I think I'm just gonna put my header on whatever page I need. I'm just gonna put it there without using the layout. And then I'm gonna use the layout once I really need to reuse it for everything that is below it. Then I don't actually need the layouts then. I don't need them in the first place actually. So looks like a little bit too much of the copy pasting actually, but that's fine. That's fine. It's not dramatic. Okay. Ah, and now I have the CSS problems. Okay, now I need to wrap them up into the div, and I need to actually create it here for the div. Let's say flex grow. That's gonna solve the problem. Class name, cool. Flex grow. Nope. Because I had my header and footer working properly as I expected. Flex column, and then flex grow. That's probably should be. Let's see, does this one work as I expect? Yeah, that one works as expected. Okay, that one works as expected. Now this one doesn't. Okay, now I'm confused. The flex grow is applied to the children, so the flex grow applied to the middle one. So this one should be flex grow. I don't need this. Doesn't look correct. It won't work. What am I even modifying? It's page modules. Are you familiar with using browser's developer tool for inspecting elements? Actually, not that much. Actually, not that much. I probably should. I probably should learn how to do that actually. That would help me. That would help me. Live in the browser. That's true. You're so right. You're so right. I can. That would be the proper way of doing that, right? Yeah, I think I'm gonna just have a look at my own on that. See, okay, see, or what you, okay, see the style section on the left, you can modify those values. Yeah, but the thing is, I know this, I know it, but I don't know what to modify because this is not what I'm writing, right? So let's say styles. Let's say I'm clicking on the footer. Yeah, let's say, but this is not what I'm writing, right? Oh, let's take this div. This is actually what I need. And let's say what I was writing here, flex. So it would be cool to be able to debug the underlying JavaScript. I don't think there's any JavaScript, but I think it does get somehow translated into the proper CSS that we're writing. I know, at least that's how it in Salesforce works. Like in Salesforce, they take the CSS that you write and I think it's called transpile properly, and they basically just modify it. I have zero experience how to debug the rendering scripts if they're not delivered to the browser but only run on the server. I don't know. Why do you think it's a script? I don't think it's a script actually. I think that's directly CSS. So this is only about styles. Yeah, that's only about styles, because this is not sticky, even though it was before it was sticky to the. Yeah. But the thing is that the styles that we see here, they might be not. I'm not fully aware of the issue. I'm hunting basically the bar here, the footer. It's not sticky anymore. So for example, here if we go, you can see how it's really not good. So it's not really footer. It sticks to the last where this element ends, but I wanna make it stick to the ground. Flex call and flex grow. So probably need to put it here. Modules, flex grow. This I should look here. I'll just ask ChatGPT how to make it sticky. It shouldn't be that hard. It should be quite an easy task. ChatGPT doesn't seem to work. So this is the syntax, div. Because, and it shouldn't be that hard of the task, because it works here. It works on the main page. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Okay, so I just thought it works on the main page, but I never scrolled that far away. Okay, so it doesn't. But it did work. It did work. It worked before. I think you need to give some information about the position. At least in native CSS3, it works by defining the position correctly according to the pattern. Yeah, I think I can just use those flex things. Main container of your page, flex call in your case, take up at least the full height of the viewpoint. Yeah, I remember this thing. So we say that basically the container will have the minimum height of the whole screen. Still doesn't work. But let's try it out on the simpler one. Let's try it out on this page. So here this flex, and then flex call, and then the minimum will be that it will take the whole height. Here we go. And then this flex grow. TV elements page says if you want to put the footer at the bottom of the viewpoint of the, add the dot sticky and dot bottom 0 to the nav element. Where do you read it? TV, let's say sticky, dot sticky, position. Oh, okay. Let's make it then like this, div. Oh, we can actually just go to the footer itself and just say that it's sticky, right? Like this here, sticky. Nope. So tailwind elements page says if you want to put the footer at the bottom, I assume that the parent element. Okay, so I think that's the parent. Okay, we don't have that many choices actually. Either it's here, which it's not, or it's here, or it doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. And let's remove this minimum high. I don't know how it works in Tailwind. Okay, let's just Google sticky bottom footer Tailwind. Looks like I already Googled it. And then footer. The 0 dot bottom. I'm not sure what are you referring with a dot. With a dot. I don't recognize the syntax with a dot. Maybe. Aha, maybe that's what you mean. No. Okay, let's see. So flex H screen justify between denotes classes. Ah, okay, so you mean just the normal CSS classes. I see. But we are using here the tailwind. Okay, so we have this, and then we have I don't think we need any of that. H screen. Let's remove the flex scroll. Oh, it works. Okay, it works, but not exactly as I want. Maybe I can remove this justify between. No. But you really need to make sure that the parent element div's body can all size correctly for the children to really take up the full size. Yeah, I guess. Justify between. Yeah, the justify will space element evenly from each other. I see, so is it actually what I want? Do I want them to be evenly spaced out? What if I remove edge screen? Let's see. I see. So it says that it takes the whole screen. Maybe you can add an empty element between the content bottom, which takes up the rest of the space. You mean something like put a div here and then say that this div will take class name. Let's say height will be yeah. There's definitely a way. I mean, I had it already. Okay, let's go back to the GitHub and let's see how I already had it. Yeah. Yeah, I do. So thank you for that. Front end SRC app, and I think it was on the layout. Here we go. Flex call min age. No, but I already tried that out. Doesn't work. Min age screen. Now this is something that I don't understand. Why, if this div takes up everything, why it is not resized to the minimum age screen? Welcome to the reason why front-end and devs get paid less. People don't understand this kind of work takes ages and is super frustrating. At least I think that's the reason. Maybe it's because more people without a classic computer science degree work in that area. So you think I actually didn't check if front-end developers are getting paid less. But I guess that's kind of true. But I think front-end, I think it's so much more difficult than backend. Because you don't have a proper way of debugging. Like, I'm confident that with enough debugging and logs, you can figure out almost everything on the backend. It can take ages. But here with this thing, like, how do I debug it? I can't, right? I just basically need to go and guess it. I mean, I guess you can get much better than I am now with the front end stuff, right? By using the tools, the proper tools, understanding how like the underlying principles work. But still. So, yeah, they earn less than the average. Yeah, I guess it's salary isn't often tied to how difficult we feel our jobs are. That's true. Otherwise, I guess people who work with their hands would be paid the most, right? True, backend will pay more. They have to deal with infrastructure databases, let balance. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. But I think it's mostly also because much more people without any basically self-taught people go into the front end. That's kind of like the first choice. So if you look at the whole programming area, the first choice where you go as a person without any education is front end development, right? About the min height, you think it's gonna? I think so. In my perception, the min height should say that the minimum height for the element will be the full screen. Okay, I'm close to figure this thing out. Let's ask ChatGPT. Why does... how can I make it... By the way, why do I have such a big gap between them? Wait, but this is actually what I want. Yeah, that's what I want actually. Why I'm trying to implement something else. That's what I want. Let's remove this background. Because I do want those things to have always the same gap between each other. You like how it looks? Yeah, I think it achieves what I want. So basically, now the question, do I need these flex things? Or is it only justify between? It's only justify between. So we only need minimum H screen and justify between. Okay, and now it goes everywhere basically. Justify between. Maybe by reducing the browser size would be using flex to change the number of modules per column. Yeah, now I need to center those things. But I think it will be significantly easier to do, actually. Because those are just blocks here, and I think I can align them. So this is my this is basically my header. I need to align the header properly. Where's my header? Yeah, I see that they do get pushed by the easiest approach would be just try to make them in one. Yeah. Okay, so now I need to understand this whole structure between them. Px and oh, wait. I see. Yeah, the front-end stuff is crazy. The front-end stuff is crazy. Well, I think the problem is that they are actually three different. Let's make them a background. I think it's gonna show which one. This is gonna be green, and this one is going to be just make it gray. The funny thing that all of them have different styles. I'm just staring at it and I think how to start. You know what? I think I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I actually give up for now. I actually give up for now. I think that was enough front end. I was basically doing front end for, I don't know, for the last 6 hours, I guess, before the stream as well. So for now, that's it for now. and I'm gonna continue tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow, let's see when I'm gonna make a stream. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, and thank you for helping me again. All right, I'm meeting with the mate of mine. Yeah, good luck then. Bye everyone.